The roar was familiar. The music was unmistakable. And for a brief moment, time stopped. A shadow from the past, once thought to be a memory, was now standing in the present. This wasn't just a comeback, it was a resurrection. A phenomenon where legends, fueled by nostalgia and unfinished business, return not just for a final bow, but to reclaim the spotlight. It started subtly. Guest appearance here, a special match there. Initially, it was a celebration, a way to honor the architects of an era. The audience loved it. The ratings spiked. It was a perfect formula. Blend the epic history with the current narrative. Yet the past was used as a tool to elevate the present, to give context and weight to the stars of today. We saw dream matches we never thought possible. Mentors stood across the ring from their protégés. It was a beautiful, symbiotic relationship. The new generation was getting the rub, learning from the masters, and the veterans were getting the respect they had earned. The business was healthy, the future looked bright, and the balance was perfect, for a while at least. But nostalgia is a powerful drug, and its effects are often unpredictable. The initial experiment was so successful that it became a strategy. The frequency of returns increased. One-off appearances turned into part-time schedules. Legends weren't just showing up. They were being inserted into major storylines. Slowly, the narrative began to shift. The focus drifted from the future is now to the past is back. Match by match, segment by segment, the past was outperforming the present. The cheers for the returning heroes grew louder, often drowning out the reactions for the full-time roster. It was a strange paradox. The very thing meant to build the future was inadvertently starting to overshadow it. The new stars, once the centerpiece of the show, found themselves playing supporting roles in stories that were not their own. They became stepping stones, not for each other, but for icons from a decade ago. The balance was tilting. The momentum that had been carefully built for the new generation began to stall. They were running in place while ghosts from the past lapped them. The air grew thick with unspoken tension. The locker room, once buzzing with ambition, now echoed with quiet frustration. The present was being held hostage by its own history, and the pressure was building to a breaking point. The foundation was cracking. The turning point came. It wasn't a single moment, but a devastating trend. When legends didn't just return, they started winning. Championship opportunities, once the pinnacle for a full-time performer, were now being handed to the part-time legends. The titles, meant to signify the best of the current era, became props in a nostalgia tour. The biggest matches on the biggest stages were no longer about crowning the next big thing. They were about giving one last run to the big things of yesterday. The message was clear, whether intended or not. Our past is better than your present. The future can wait. The dam of frustration finally broke. The consequences were immediate and severe. Morale plummeted. Why grind 300 days a year when someone can show up for 3 weeks and take the spot you've bled for? The new generation, once seen as the company's future, began to feel like placeholders. Their own narratives were cut short, their momentum killed, all to serve a short-term ratings boost. This created a developmental crisis. How can you build new stars if they never get to win the big one? They are constantly defined by their losses to the heroes of yesteryear. An entire generation of talent was at risk of becoming the lost generation. Talented, capable, but never truly given the keys to the kingdom. The audience, too, started to feel the fatigue. The special attraction became the status quo. The magic of a return diminished with each repetition. What was once a thrilling surprise became a predictable pattern. The company was eating its own tail. Today, the landscape is complicated. There's an awareness that the strategy was unsustainable. Course correction has begun. The focus is slowly, cautiously, shifting back to the full-time roster. We see new champions being crowned, new faces being pushed to the main event. There's a conscious effort to build for tomorrow, yet the shadow of the past still looms large. The legends are still there, their presence a constant reminder of a time when giants walked the earth. The challenge now is to integrate them wisely, to use their star power not as a crutch, but as a launch pad for the new era. It's a delicate balancing act, and the company is walking a tightrope. The past will always matter. But when it overshadows the future, the cost is enormous. The reverence for history must not come at the expense of the present. The torch must be passed, not taken back. The real question is, After years of relying on ghosts, have we forgotten how to build new gods?